It's the ultimate motor racing grudge match. Australia's best pro gamers going head-to-head with Australia's best pro drivers on one of the world's most popular and competitive sim racing platforms. Welcome to Season 2 of Speedweek's eSeries, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. In Season 2, we have brought together 4 of the best pro gamers from around the country to pit themselves against 4 pro drivers who have made their mark across a wide variety of categories. They'll not only be fighting it out for the Speedweek eSeries trophy, but also $5,000 in prize money. This series will again be contested over 4 rounds and across 5 of the world's best circuits. We kick things off at the Red Bull Ring in Austria, followed by Spain's Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. We then head to the Autodromo de Interlagos in Brazil before we finish up with a split round at Monza in Italy and Australia's Mount Panorama. We've set the scene for what lies ahead. Now it's time to meet our 8 drivers.
Hey, my name's Craig Woods. I drive in the ECB Super Ute Series in the Toyota Hilux for Western Sydney Motorsport. Today we got the Speedweek E-Series in the F-Type Jaguar GT3.
Hi, I'm Josh Anderson, 19 years old. I'm driving the RDA Brake Chev Camaro in the Aussie Racing Car Series. And in the Speedweek E-Series, I'm driving the Mercedes AMG GT3.
Hi, my name's Chelsea Angelo. I'm 23 years old. I recently competed in the Porsche Michelin GT3 Cup Challenge Series, and in the Speedweek E-Series Championship, I'm racing in the Lexus RCF GT3.
Hi, I'm Liam Talbot. I'm racing in the Porsche Carrera Cup with Wall Racing, and today I'm here in the Porsche 911 RSR.
G'day, my name's Adam Wilk. I'm 27 from Sydney. I've been sim racing for about 2 years, and my latest accomplishment was actually at the 2019 FIA GT Championships. I'm competing at the Speedweek E-Series, and I'll be driving the Ford Mustang GT3.
Hi, my name is Joseph De Jesus IV. I'm 29 years old and I'm from Brisbane. My latest achievement was that I participated in the FIA Certified GT Sport World Finals in Monaco, and I'm driving the BMW M6 GT3 in the Speedweek E-Series.
My name is Gopi Mahendajit. I'm 20 years old from Melbourne, and I'm an engineering student at RMIT University. This is the first time I've been invited to a professional sim racing competition here at the Speedweek E-Series. Today I'll be driving the Nissan GTR GT3.
Hi, I'm Anthony Huey. I'm 25 from Camden, New South Wales. I'm a professional sim racer. I placed 4th in the Australian GT Series, and I'm driving the Subaru WRX.
In this season of the Speedweek E-Series, our competitors will be racing on the Hyperdrive E-Racer Simulator, utilising the Thrustmaster TGT steering wheel and pedals. They'll be viewing all the action via a 43-inch Sony Bravia 4K monitor, and the racing platform is Gran Turismo Sport, powered by PlayStation 4 Pro. Well, we've met the stars. It's time to hook into season number 2 of the Speedweek E-Series, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. Gopi Mahendajit was the first car out there in the time of 1:30.697. Good enough for position number 3 aboard that big Nissan GTR around this Red Bull A1 ring. Next up was our second place car out there, Joseph De Jesus IV. We managed to get this car just inside the 1:29, so you get the feeling the car ahead just gave him that little bit of an advantage there, a 1:29.668, but it was the big Mustang GT3 of Adam Wilks who would lock down the number 1 position here with an absolutely perfect lap executed around this amazingly fast track to lower the time 1:29.645 and locks down pole position for race number 1, just 23 hundredths of a second back to De Jesus IV. Back to Gopi Mahendajit in 3rd, Anderson 4th, and Anthony Huey in 5th, with Woods, Angelo and Talbot starting from 8th. Justin Ruger is alongside me, professional racer, professional sim racer as well, but you can't help but get nervous before one of these races, can you?
You're not wrong. I mean, for me, I feel more nervous doing sim racing than real racing, so credit to everyone that's racing today.
And just like that, we get underway for race number 1. Now we're expecting the pro racers to come through the field. The pro gamers are at the pointy end of the field here as Wilks leads us through to turn number 1, this sharp uphill. Oh, car spun around already. It's the Subaru of Anthony Huey. Did he find the wall in the background, though?
Hopefully not. He can continue and hopefully catch it back up again.
Good opportunity here on the run up to the top of the course. This is the newer part of this A1 ring. Very historical racetrack that dates back to the 70s. Battle for the lead, though, between Adam Wilk and Joseph De Jesus IV. We ride on board the car heading down to the downhill section here, which presents another great passing opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way Adam covered then, actually. It was pretty smart of him.
So Anderson running in 4th position. Craig Woods is a name you're familiar with, running back in 5th position, but away from these guys. They're back on board with the BMW M6 GT3. So Wilkes through the left-hander, really aggressive on these curbs. From experience, I've actually had a bit of a chance to run this track this year. It's very, very tricky. If you get on the power too early through there, it can really unload you.
Yeah, of course, and obviously you need a sacrifice on entry to get a good exit, so it'll be interesting to see how we all pan out.
Look at the margin they've got back to Mahendrajit, who runs in 3rd position now, down to this very fast-flowing right-hander, brings you downhill. We go back to the big Mercedes AMG of Josh Anderson, another one of the Aussie racing car exploits that you've rubbed door handles with over the years.
Yeah, it's nice to see him leading the pro races too.
Makes the move up the main straight to complete the first lap around the A1 ring. The old days, the track used to go right up over the top of that hill. It's nearly 6 kilometre lap, but a much shorter edition of this course. Challenged out by the big Jag as he goes up the inside to make the move. And it's guess who? Craig Woods, who moves up into 4th position.
That was a brilliant move by Craig just then.
Now, let's talk about this because there's a lot that can be taken from sim racing. I know myself, I've never had a chance to race a real racing car, but this is as close as it gets, and it's very, very serious stuff.
Yeah, it's good to see, you know, from a real racer. He seen an opportunity, he took it, but he didn't compromise his exit either.
Now here's Woods, behind the back of the Mercedes, tucked in behind the slipstream, so the Jag up against the three-pointed star, the Mercedes-Benz, who parks it down the middle here. Oh, it was far up enough the inside there, but Woods was having none of it.
These guys race against each other in the real world, so...
Side by side, it's the left-hander. Again, the Mercedes hanging tough on the outside, and now the Jag finally gets it done. That took a fair bit of time for him to execute that pass. Mahendrajit now runs in 5th position. Chelsea Angelo in 6th. Liam Talbot and Anthony Huey, who had that spin. He's a long way back in that Subaru.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough for him to come back, especially in this tough field.
Just a 4-lap race around here at the A1 ring through the right-hander. It's a fair bit of curb you can use on the outside on the exit. The Mustang leading the BMW. This is through to complete another lap right now. These two separated, but have a look at this now. 4-car battle coming through to complete another lap here of this Red Bull A1 ring. Mahendrajit making the move at the top of turn number 1. The Mercedes just slams the door shut.
This is unreal racing. I'm actually getting itchy. I want to be a part of this.
He's sweating next to me, folks, I've got to say. Justin Ruger alongside me as we follow the Mercedes underneath the bridge and to the top at turn number 2. Move at the back of the scene there. Chelsea Angelo just gets the car pulled up and parks it nicely. Nice driving from Angelo there.
Great piece of driving from Chelsea. That's a very nice move.
Puts her up into 5th position. Gopi Mahendrajit now, the Nissan GTR, heading down to turn number 4, and from a long way back as well. On the wrong side, it would just pull the car up, finds the gravel, and lose the position, and lose a lot of track times. Another spinner further up there.
I would have thought they would have pulled that off, but unfortunately just a bit too wide and in the kitty litter.
Thinking and doing two different things, aren't they? So the green flag waves again. Meantime, Wilk and De Jesus the 4th continue to lead this race with just over 1.5 laps to go. This is another challenging corner here. We've got to be patient. Across the top of the curb and into here can really unload the car if you come in way too quick. Here's the leaders.
This is going to be an interesting final lap.
He tucks himself in behind the Mustang GT3, and just like that, we start the final lap. So the pro gamer leading the way here from De Jesus the 4th. Josh Anderson runs in 3rd, Angelo in 4th position, and Mahendrajit is your top 5. As now, challenge side by side. Door handle to door handle, mirror to mirror if you will. And the Mustang will just hold on to position here at the top of turn 3.
That's what I was talking about before, about sacrificing the entry. You need a good exit. He's a bit vulnerable now.
Has he done it too early? He's got probably 2 genuine chances here. Tucks in behind the back of the Mustang. The BMW, these guys have just disappeared. Look at the distance. It's miles back now to 3rd place. Oh, just got the car turned in at the downhill section of turn number 4. So order unchanged outside the top three. Talbot in 6th position, Huey into 7th, and Craig Woods drops his way in the Jag now into position number 8 on this, the final lap.
You need to get a good exit here if you want to place yourself, and it looks like he's doing that now.
Across the top of the curb and towards the final section, the downhill run. This is the older part of the circuit that was part of the remake. There's the big bull in the background representing the Red Bull A1 ring. Final turn. I don't think he can do it here unless he tucks himself into slipstream. There's a mistake on the corner, and Adam Wilk has survived to take race number 1 by a car length here at the A1 ring. Great drive under massive pressure. This is Josh Anderson, who'll run a lonely race back there in 3rd position, and Chelsea Angelo holding down 4th. Gopi Mahendajit will hold down that 5th position. Liam Talbot will get home for 6th. Anthony Huey, with that spin, gets home for 7th. And Craig Woods, who did have a major lose at turn number 4. And I'm hearing from race control, just looking through the next window, a possible penalty might be applied to our race winner. And yes, we're hearing it right now. So the win has been reversed. Wilk has been put to 2nd. De Jesus, the 4th, now gets the win. Anderson for 3rd. Angelo in 4th. And Gopi Mahendajit will complete your top 5 with Huey, Talbot and Craig Woods completing the top 8 here in race number 1 from the Red Bull Ring in Austria.
Yeah, no, it was a close battle with Adam. Couldn't really get past him. The Mustang's too powerful down the straights, but he got unlucky penalty for track limits. So yeah, that's pretty much what sealed the win, I guess.
Yeah, I had Joseph all over me. And I just got a bit unlucky with the track limits. Just ran a bit wide, and that was the end of the race, I suppose. He didn't cross the line first, but he got the first place. Pretty tight there the whole race, so I hope I'm keeping him in my review this time.
Yeah, it's going to be another tough battle. We'll see if I can get past him again. We'll have to see.
Time for a very short break here on the Speedweek eSeries powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. And as we head there, let's catch up and learn about the guy that finished in 2nd place in race number 1.
G'day, my name's Adam Wilk. I'm 27 from Sydney. I've been sim racing for about 2 years, and my latest accomplishment was actually at the 2019 FIA GT Championships. I'm competing at the Speedweek eSeries, and I'll be driving the Ford Mustang GT3. Well, I've been playing Gran Turismo since I was a little kid. So it's very natural to just follow the franchise as it progressed along. So with the GT Academy series in 2015, I was able to make the national finals. And last year at the 2018 FIA GT Championships was my big breakthrough, and I represented Australia at the World Finals. That was surreal because I had no anticipation of making it. So when I got the call up, I was very thrilled. At the World Finals, I didn't do too well. I came 28th out of 30 drivers, just simply not enough experience at those events. But at 2019 event at Paris, I improved to 13th, which I was very pleased with. A big follower of supercars, obviously, and I love my F1 and MotoGP. It would be awesome to drive a supercar, but I don't think I have the talent for the real world. I'm happy to focus on sim racing because it seems to be growing a lot in popularity, so I'm definitely focused on that, and there's a big season ahead this year. The force feedback of the wheel is a big shock for new players, so the actual driving lines with the controller are very comparable with the wheels. It's just the feeling of the car is a big shock. The level of drivers is very intense, so you need to be on top of your game.
Hi, my name's Chelsea Angelo. I'm 22 years old. I recently competed in the Porsche Michelin GT3 Cup Challenge Series, and in the Speedweek eSeries Championship, I'm racing in the Lexus RCF GT3. So my family's had a big history in motorsport. It's come from my dad, obviously. He used to race superbikes back with Honda in the days. So initially I didn't start off with car racing. I started off on motorbikes at the age of 6. Then when I turned 11 years old, we moved into go-karting, and pretty much the rest is history after that. So Porsche's last year in the GT3 Cup Challenge Series, I learned absolutely heaps, especially by my mentor David Wall. As we all know, he was a champion in the Carrera Cup as well a couple of years ago. So I learned incredible information about how the Porsches run and what we need to do out in the track. So at home, I have my own simulator, so it's not a motion simulator, but it's a pretty good setup simulator that I have at home. Purely I use that to obviously get to know the tracks that I haven't been before, whether it's national or international as well. I try and get on it every day, but if I do have a busy schedule, to be on it for maybe a few times a week. Normally little girls don't go on PlayStations and play race cars, but I was brought up in a family with race cars, so it made sense for me to go on GT and race. So obviously back then I did it for fun, but as I'm doing it now, and obviously with the eSeries competitions a lot more serious, so yes, I do have an advantage of racing it when I was a kid, but it's definitely something different now. The competition for Season 2 in the eSeries Championship is absolutely incredible. Adam and Joseph are incredible online gamers. They're definitely people that I set my goal to achieve to try and get up to their times, but obviously they're the best in the country. So it's very interesting to see the pro race car drivers compete against the pro online sim racers. For something like this with GT Sport, I would definitely recommend any young girl or any young guy that's wanting to race but don't have the budget to definitely get into the world of sim racing.
Chelsea Angelo in this year's series. She's aiming to be in part of the Supercars Championship. So we welcome you back. These Hyperdrive e-racer simulators all ready to go, and these 8 drivers ready to hook into race number 2. As we take a look at qualifying, and third place, well, he was the best of the pro racers in race number 1. Josh Anderson muscling the big Mercedes-Benz around the A1 ring to post the third quickest time of the session, neatly executed around this entire course for a 1:30.654. Then the BMW came out the circuit once again of Joseph De Jesus the fourth to go 1:29.770, the first of the 29s of the session. But yep, you guessed it, it was this man, the big GT3 Mustang, that went to back-to-back pole positions in this one. Adam Wilk setting the time and taking the pole position, a 1:29.585, just under 0.2 of a second quicker than the entire field, as they look over each other right now like, yeah, that was a pretty incredible session. Just under 0.2 separating the front row. Anderson from third, Anthony Huey from fourth, Chelsea Angelo starts out of 5, Mahenderjit starts out of 6th, Liam Talbot out of 7th, and Craig Woods starts out of position number 8 for race number 2 here today from the Red Bull Ring. Justin Ruggiero, these guys and girls getting strapped into this. I mean, just describe what it's like. This is as good as it gets to running a real race car.
Mate, there is so much pressure to be able to catch them 2 pro gamers. So I'm pleased with Josh to see his progress from race 1. And yeah, let's see what they've got.
You'll start from third position, but once again, it's the same 2 from the front row as the lights go out here for the second time in the Speedweek E-Series, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4 here. Up to turn number 1, we're right on board with the Subaru, who gets a bit of assistance into turn number 1.
Hey, that was brilliant by Josh. He needed to make that move because he knows that these 2 pro gamers are very fast.
So the Mercedes breaks the stranglehold here and takes the lead up to turn number 3. Under siege already from the Mustang GT3, who muscles his way now up into the lead at the top of the hill here at the A1 ring. There's more contact, and again Huey almost gets spun around.
And again, yeah, with Josh just then, it might have been experience, but I would have covered, to be honest, from my standpoint.
So down the bottom of the hill we go once again. I really love the tempo this year. The first race had the makings of the last race of last season. They've really come with the angry pills this year, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely have. And again, you know, you just need to be on your mark and try and set some gains over your competition.
Here's the replay into turn number 1 from De Jesus the fourth. Across the top of that sausage curve. Oh, and into the wall on the left-hand side. Bit of damage. Puts him back to 8th position now as Adam Wilk leads this race. The battle for second and third on between Anderson and Craig Woods. How many times have I said that over the years?
What's going to be important here too is the track limits. I mean, one of the drivers got penalised the first race, so we're going to have to be very mindful for that.
So just like in real life, track limits do play a part in this sport, particularly around here with the big wide open spaces, because even there, you determine that's track limits, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely, and everyone's watching like us, and they're going to know if they're exceeding track limits.
Up to the top of turn number 1 we go, lap 2 of 4 here. There's the big Nissan GTR trying the long way around on Woods and runs out a racetrack at the top. That's Gopi Mahenderjit, who spends a lot of time at the RMIT in Melbourne, where a lot of good engineers have come from over the years in the world of motorsport.
I think Woods pushed him out, to be fair.
That wouldn't be Craig Woods' style, would it? He loves having the elbows up and down the inside at turn number 3. Gets the job done now. So the GTR parks it, but now brings another player into contention.
It would be interesting to see if Craig can get a nice run and maybe put it on the inside of him.
Liam Talbot running back in 6th position in the Porsche, the exact same Porsche, just in virtual reality form than what he ran in the GT Championship. Oh, car going off in the background of that shot as well. And that will put him off in the gravel.
Yeah, obviously, he probably outbraked himself, but...
Very easy to do around this circuit. I mean, there's a lot of track limits, but there's also a lot of gravel to contest with, a very fast track. I mean, it dates back to the 70s where one of the biggest speeds was recorded here of 344 kilometres per hour on a Formula One car. So it's known for its speed. It's been slowed down a bit in the recent past. It certainly turns on some great action. It may be short, but man, it is full of entertainment as they come through. Oh, Woods just snaps it sideways in the big Jag. We'll look back now. And Anthony Huey's will complete another lap and start our third around the A1 ring here in Austria.
You can see the different driving characteristics too between Woods and Gopi. I mean, Craig seems to use the entry a lot earlier than the Nissan, and it's compromising his exit speed.
Is that just from racing in the real racing car? He's bringing that into the sim?
Yep. Definitely. Different style.
Great to have Justin Rugier alongside me for this one. It's a really big craze that's taking the world by storm. It's anybody can get into this, even myself. I'm driving these simulators now. It's an addiction. Love to get into it full time one day, and we've seen a lot of drivers making a living out of this now.
Yeah, it's getting so big, and I mean, even for me as a pro racer, I like to think of myself as a pro sim racer too. So yeah, it's definitely something I want to look forward to in the future.
It's Woods again on the back of the Nissan. That drop down through turn number 5. And now the sweeping right-hander. Great shots as the field disappear. Our leader has got a big margin back to Anderson. Now Liam Talbot has dropped back to 8th position. Back on board with the Subaru WRX of Anthony Huey. He snaps sideways through the first of the left-handers. This one can suck you right in.
Yeah, for Woods, I think, third might be the best he can do. He just needs to start banking his apexes, getting his exits so he can try and catch him and make a move.
And there's no time to settle in, is there?
No, look behind him. He's got someone behind him as well. So, Anthony's right on the back of Craig, so he needs to be careful he's not vulnerable to him as well.
Oh, right off the track into the red, pretty much on the Austrian flag as we come through to start the final lap here. Just like that, the 4-lap sprint race. And now the Subaru tucked in the slipstream, but not enough time here to execute the pass. And Woods will hold on for the time being. It's still Wilk from Anderson. Gopi Mahendrajit is still in 3rd position. And now a challenge from the Subaru on the outside on the final lap.
Wait, that Jaguar must be a handful, mate. You see his handwork from here.
He's a busy man. He's got the better line to the run up here to the very tight, slowest corner of the circuit here. The right-hander. And loses the position, but will fight back as the Subaru was a bit slow on the exit.
He needs to commit, really late. Well, that's what I would do anyway, from my perspective. Just commit late, catch him out by surprise, and make the move stick.
So this battle continues on. There's Woods down the inside, and that should be enough now for him to make that position stick. Puts himself back into 4th, but a long way behind Gopi Mahendrajit, who runs in 3rd, and Adam Wilk, who picked up the lead in the very early stages of this race. In fact, the top of turn number 3 on lap number 1. The Jag plunges down the hill, but here comes the Mustang GT3, and it's light years back to the rest of the field. Anderson, who qualified in 3rd, led the race momentarily, sitting for 2nd. Angelo under attack here in the Lexus RCF. Parks the car down the right-hand side, making the car on the outside sweep around. Oh, big move. But Wilk will take the win, and this time will get the win. Picks up his first win of the season, but still not over the minor positions here. Angelo will drop back behind De Jesus the 4th to finish in 7th position. What a race.
And again, from looking outside in, if I was Josh, I would have been a bit more calculated about protecting, because obviously Adam's got that speed, and you want to hold them up and back them up so other competitors can compete. Unfortunately, Adam just drove away. He's got that much speed.
You can see the relief on the drivers at the end of that race. There is a lot of feeling here this year. Adam Wilk getting the win by 5 seconds. Back to Anderson, Mahendrajit in 3rd, Huey in 4th, and De Jesus the 4th finishes in 5th.
Joseph was running my tail the whole race in race 1, but race 2 I saw he had a bit of a spin, so Josh actually had the best start. He just blitzed us into turn 1, but I got a good run on him, so once I passed him at turn 2, after I had Josh in the rear view, then it was just eyes forward and just make sure no silly mistakes like race 1.
Yeah, it did surprise me a little bit. I just went when the lights went, and I got a good jump, so I was laughing, but it didn't last too long, to be honest. I feel like I think 3rd and 2nd, can't really complain.
Very tough round in this opening round of the Speedweek E-Series. Adam Wilk leading the way at the moment by just 10 points over the field. Josh Anderson sitting back there in third. Anthony Huey in fifth. Then we look at the pro drivers versus the pro gamers. And, well, give it to the pro gamers at this one. Let's get some more reaction from some of the winners.
Yeah, start was alright. Race 1 didn't go to plan because I did get dive bombed by a few people, but great fun, love it, especially in the GTR. It's good fun, get a lot of punch out of the corners.
Yeah, very surprising. Turn 1, race 1, I went off track and recovered quite well. Very tight, very intense racing.
I think in the last race I was a little bit closer to him on pace than the race before and then qualifying before that, so.
Well, Josh had a good performance last race, so when they get some more practice under their belts, I'm sure they'll be running us gamers really quick.
Well, what a bruising first round it's been here at the A1 ring in Austria. The intensity is a lot higher than what we saw in the first season. Next time we go racing is in Spain. They're racing for this, the big trophy, and $5,000 in cash. Who's going to take it home? Well, still some more racing to come in this Speedweek E-Series powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. On behalf of Justin Ruggia, I'm Matt Nolte. We'll see you in Spain for the next round.